I only stand here today because of Joshua. 13 years I've waited for this chance.
Okay. I'm just right there, right off the bat. Okay, he says, I only stand here today because of Joshua. Now, right there off the bat kind of had my mind going. I was like, wait, what do you... That kind of conflicts with my interpretation of the great tragedy, because I thought that Clive transformed into Ifrit. Ifrit rips off the wings of Phoenix and basically kills Joshua Phoenix right there. That was my interpretation. Maybe that's changed for everybody in the fandom, but for me, I was like, well, man, that's... Basically what I'm understanding from this is it seems like Joshua saved Clive. So, because he's only standing here today because of Joshua. So that means Joshua allowed Clive to escape, and maybe that cost Joshua his life in order to do that. Maybe Clive wasn't Ifrit during that great tragedy. Maybe it was the hooded figure that turned into Ifrit, which kind of would make sense. And then maybe later on, maybe it was even when he was fighting Garuda, because it said like the awaken child of fate, right? So that was Clive awakening as Ifrit. Maybe the first time he ever turned into Ifrit. Turning into the monster that killed his brother. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to put the pieces together, because that line right there kind of changed a whole lot for me in my mind. I'm only standing here today because of Joshua. So Joshua allowed Clive to escape. And I love how he says, and when I press play, he's talking about how he slept in filth. He drank from the gutters. And this is a prince. Keep that in mind. This is a prince of royalty that had to sleep in filth and drink from the gutters, and basically just hit the rock bottom, live among the peasants. And yeah, it's just I think I do believe that Clive kind of goes incognito. So I don't think anybody knows or recognizes him as the Prince of Rosaria. Basically, he lives among the commoners. And that's why when you watch the demo, Garuda says, "Who are you?" I don't think she even knows that he's a Rosfeld. That's just my interpretation of everything. But here we go. I just love the delivery of these lines.
I slept in filth, drunk from a gutter, killed more men than I can count.
Oh, God. God, man, it's so good. Let me rewind just a little bit, because I want to go back just a bit. When he says this line, it kind of changes.
Joshua, 13 years I've waited for this chance.
Pay attention to Sid. Now, I love this facial capture has come so far. You can see the subtle emotions on the characters. So you have Sid's eyebrows kind of lower, and then his eyes shift over. And just the subtle little things like that. Okay. First of all, it could mean a few different things. It could mean that Sid is like 13 years, like something's not adding up for Sid. That's one possibility, but I don't think it's that kind of thing. I don't know if it's like that where the time is not adding up for Sid. I think it's Sid basically like realizing the harsh reality of this, where he's realizing that Clive has fantasized about exacting his revenge for 13 years. So like for 13 years he has just lived with one sole purpose, and it's to get his revenge. And I think Sid is like kind of like eyebrows lowered, like, wow, it just kind of hits him a little bit.
I slept in filth, drunk from a gutter, killed more men than I can count.
All right, this looks like the area where you see in one of the trailers where Clive is battling that dragoon, and also in that trailer you see Clive like use a Bahamut ability. So what's interesting to note there is I think that Dragoon was Dion, but of course, there's like, why would Dion be there? Why would he already have the Bahamut powers? This looks like Clive a little younger. He doesn't have his cool, nice cloak. He doesn't have his nice cloak on. But yeah, so obviously this was that area that we saw from that little gameplay clip. I love that. Does it get you as excited as it's getting me right now? I just freaking love it. All right, so when you have the Curl, I call him the Corals. Let's call him a Curl. Curl come in and it just shakes shake the camera. You have your Beastmaster standing there, and it just adds this sense of dread. It adds this sense of danger about these two enemies, and man. Based on the banners hanging on the walls, you'll see in just a second, they're blue with a white stripe down the middle, which means that's the Holy Empire of Sanbreque. But, I mean, with these castellations and stuff, I don't know, maybe this is Sanbreque, maybe this is that city in front of it, but it looks like maybe this is Rosaria that's been conquered, maybe it's under the rule of the Empire, but I don't know. Alright, that's Clive using his Phoenix limit break, his Phoenix powered limit break on Titan here.
Ready, my lady?
Ready.
Look, so this is great, because for me it kind of indicates that Clive and Jill will have a little bit more than I thought. A little more affection for Jill. Let's get to it. All right, so he says "my lady," which for me and look at his face. I mean, look at him. He's just happy. All right, I don't know. He's kind of got this smile on his face, and he says, "You ready, my lady?" Now, for me, I was kind of thinking this was going to be like a familial, like, close relationship, because, I mean, they're not brother and sister by any means. I mean, they grew up together under the same banner, like under the same castle. Clive's father brings her in. But I mean, it's totally possible that Clive kind of been crushing on her since they were kids. But this little moment here shows me that there might be a little bit more attraction, a little more deeper affection for Jill than I initially thought. My lady is not something that you say to a family member, So when he says "my lady," and then when she says "ready," and he kind of just like straightens up, he he's got to be strong. And with purpose and strength, and then just kind of like quickly turns away and exhales, and it kind of seems like he's got feelings for her. There's more to it, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy.
Ready, my lady?
Ready.
Oh, it's about to go down. Red Moon under the oh look, I can use my mouse. Let me just point it out. Red Moon, or the Red Star, or whatever that's underneath the moon. I'm telling you, that's gonna be something. All right, that part right there. Okay, that part, that was a little weird, right? Because you could hear Joshua's scream or yell as Phoenix. I thought that, it would like distort the voice a little bit, maybe like change that voice when the dominant becomes an icon, if they're even able to speak. But apparently, if he were to speak, he'd sound like a little 10-year-old boy. This big firebird would sound like a 10-year-old boy. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, you know, but we would, but yeah. Alright, Ifrit fighting Titan, and based on the crystal shards in the background, I would say this is at the base of the mother crystal, the Drake's Fang mother crystal. Now, you will also notice, let's go back a little bit. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Now, I think later on in the video, later on in this recap, we'll find out that this is actually Titan Lost. So, we do know for sure that this is Titan. And, as I pointed out in my Chaos Theory video that you guys can go watch, I pointed out it was based off of the Amano art. And Titan is the only one facing the camera kind of on the side of the center icon. And that center icon is who I theorized would be Chaos or Diabolos. And it seemed like Titan was the only one facing forward towards the camera. All the other icons are facing the center guy. But the Titan is facing away. And I said, what if that indicates that Titan has already been, like, under control of Chaos? I think when these Titans, or these icons, get the name Lost, I think that means Titan has been, he has been lost to Chaos or something. You can see this purple energy flowing through him. He's evolved. He's, like, transcended, which is a word I like to use because that's what the hard mode was called. Before it changed to Final Fantasy, it was called Transcendence. I think Titan has transcended into this Titan Lost, a very, very large icon. I also said that I think maybe he consumed the Mother Crystal. Maybe he consumed it, all of the ether, because they are fighting in the mountain that houses the Drake's Fang. That's so good. Okay. And plus this freaking scene, man. This freaking battle. Oh, I got some stuff to say about this one. I was going to make it a separate video, but no. I'll include it to the end when we actually get a name for this thing. But I got a theory. Stick around. But yeah, here we go. Ifrit versus blue eyes indicating that Clive is in control of Ifrit.
Thank you.
So that, yeah, I just, all of it. It just gets me. All right, so that was my breakdown on that. If we fast forward a little bit here, we can, they're going to go through the kind of a review of the nations of Valisthea, the conflicts surrounding the Mother Crystals and their depleting resources, and basically setting the stage for the world that you guys have already been, you're already familiar with. So I don't think we really need to watch that. But if we skip to about right here, we're going to get into where they're going to showcase the locations, a little world tour, if you will, and yeah, let's go for it.
16 with this short walkthrough video. Let's begin.
Something I want to point out right off the bat. I hope you don't mind me just pausing all the way through. I'm sure you guys have seen this yourself. So this is a breakdown theory, like recap video, blah, blah, blah. But this is that whirlpool that's on the map in Final Fantasy 16. It's south of the Crystalline Dominion. But one thing that I thought was interesting is that you can't see the Crystalline Dominion's mother crystal. And that means that is very, very far away, because you got to think these crystals will, like, they're scraping the sky. You know what I mean? Like, they're very, very, very large. They're taller than skyscrapers, like the buildings. They're very, very tall, almost touching the stratosphere. But so you can't see it from here, which means that's way off in the distance. It's very, very far away. So when you, later on in the video, when we get to see the world map, yeah, it's kind of like, the world map makes the world look small, but when you go to these areas, they're very, like, quite large. Quite large. The world is very big. Chocobo riding. So we go from a desert to a marshy wetlands. We go to so many different biomes in this, and let's keep going. So many different biomes. So a little marshy wetlands here. You get to visit some towns, some villages. These are all in the world map right there. Boom, we'll stop it right there. We got some beaker bungs for the Republic to enjoy their freedom. So I just wanted to point that out. It's rated M. It's rated M, so we can have that stuff. And yeah, this is in the Dalmekian Republic, so I just want to point that out. I don't know what those are, birdhouses or something. This one has a squeeze hole in it. And then we can come over here to this gorgeous oasis. It's freaking beautiful. Oh, man, so you go from an oasis to this, one of my favorite shots in the whole entire event. I don't know why, but I absolutely just love this scene. It is a beautiful open field of tall grass. It is equal parts serene and peaceful as it is foreboding. You know? Look at that castle in the background. Look at the spires. Look at that mother crystal that just towers over everything, casting a shadow as well as its light. The juxtaposition, it's on point. You know, everything, like I said, beautiful, serene, dangerous, foreboding, dark and light. The holy empire of Sambrek in one friggin' picture, baby. That's what I got out of it. That's what I got out of it. What's up, Drumdrod? Thanks for jumping in. Sky Serpent, Kevin. Whew. So exciting. Thanks for being here for the hype. Now, we get to take a look at this nice area that is on the outskirts of Rosaria. Now, I know this because if you look back here in the distance, we have the blue tops of the castle, that Rosaria, and then also, of course, the castellations and things like that. But this is on the outskirts of Rosaria, so it looks like we'll be able to explore out there. All right. Here we go with some more fallen ancient sky civilization. Yeah, just stuff here. I think we're entering Hideaway, which is the main hub where Clive can go back and accept. We'll get to it in a second. You know, side quests and crafting, all the good stuff. But I think we're entering Hideaway because that seems to be hidden within big ancient structures, ancient fallen. We're calling it the Fallen. They're the sky civilization. But yeah, so coming in from the Dalmekian side. Oh, and for a game that had a lot of little criticisms talking about being too dark, this is the first shot we see that is dark. And I mean, we're already 16 minutes in, and this is the first shot we see that is actually dark. But man, it's beautiful. Look at this big Wallodian mother crystal in the background. And yeah, I mean, fitting for the lightning bolt because, of course, it's Odin's. You know, it's the House of Odin's dominant. And yeah, so it's got the lightning. It's got you got your horse right here. What is that? Is that Schlipnir? What is the horse's name? But anyways. So cool. So good. All right, hold on. Let's get back. I want to make sure I didn't forget anything about this one. All right, and then let's go to the next one. Right there in the background is where the Drake's Fang Mother Crystal for Dhalmekian Republic. It's housed within this mountain, and of course, we already saw earlier with that icon battle video that a big event is about to go down right there. It's going to against the Titan Lost. But yeah, man, this is where that Mother Crystal is, the base of the Mother Crystal. This, I believe, it could also be the hideaway from a different angle coming in. But all I know is that the hideaway kind of has, that fallen structures, and very, very easy to spot any kind of fallen structure based off of this overlapping swirl pattern. And yeah, that's what we got here. I wonder if you're able to, go up these ladders. If it's going to be that kind of verticality. I know that was something that Turquoise Hammer on Twitter was pointing out, and go follow Turquoise Hammer. They're just awesome translating everything. And but yeah, they were saying they hope that verticality is part of the exploration. Now, we have seen, looking off of a cliff, we've seen, different things like bridges above you. It does look like there is going to be that. But will we be able to go up this scaffolding? Yeah, will we be able to go up that? Who knows? We'll see, though. But I think this is part of the hideaway. All right, gotta stop it right there, because do you hear it? Do you hear it? Night Sky Prince pointed out last week or earlier this week, I don't know, I can't remember, but you could hear that "Find Your Way" from Final Fantasy VIII, right? It was very subtle, but there was a Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack influence going on. Now, when Night Sky Prince pointed that out, of course, now I got Final Fantasy VIII on my brain. Do you hear that string? It's there. It's for, like, is that "Force Your Way"? So you can kind of hear that influence of Final Fantasy VIII. Very reminiscent. We got Clive when he's younger. I feel like we're gonna get flashbacks of Clive when he's younger. I don't know if the game's gonna start when he's younger or we get flashbacks, but we'll see. That's awesome. God, this game looks beautiful. Going into a dungeon, maybe? Oh, here we go. Drake's Fang. No, Drake's Breath, I'm sorry. Do you get Mount Gog? Do you get Mount Gog vibes? I'm getting the Mount Gog vibes, and it's so good. Does this game remind you of a classic Final Fantasy, or what? Mount Gog. That's what I'm getting out of that. And you get to go explore. Now, in the background there, you can tell that was the, let's backtrack a bit. Backtrack a bit. Oh man, I'm all over the place. Yeah, back there. Every Mother Crystal has a base, I guess, the base of the Mother Crystal, where the true Mother Crystal resides. This is where I'm thinking. I think we've already kind of established that throughout these, but yeah, this is where you can even see like shards of crystal that surround this very glorious Mother Crystal, and they'll even show the Crystalline Dominion's Mother Crystal, the true Mother Crystal, that is a whole lot more achievable to destroy. So than these mountainous Mother Crystals. The exterior. God, I love it. I love it. Just the smoke billowing from the rooftops. This is Drumjod saying it reminds me of Demon Souls. Yeah, this I can see it. I can see it. Where is this? I'm going to ask you guys, where do you guys think this is? I believe this is Clive returning to Rosaria that is under siege. Maybe they're trying to take it back, or maybe... I just feel like this is Rosaria under the Imperial control. but I'd like to hear what you guys think, where you think this is. I'm basing it off of the castellations in the back. These castellations kind of give you that Rosarian castle. Can we determine where this is? Look over here. Maybe we got blue rooftops. Kind of gives you that Rosarian. In the battle video, we see the fight against the Beastmaster, and in the background was Imperial banners. But once again, the Empire of Sanbreque invaded Rosaria and took control. Here we go. This is the crystalline dominions, and there's the true Mother Crystal right there. And we're gonna end it, and it ends on a beautiful shot, looking over. Ah, man, I wish they didn't fade that music out. That sounded beautiful at the end. Alright. So from this point on, we'll kind of recap. It's more review of what we know of the game, so I can kind of get through that, talking about the characters. They do show Clive, and we have an official look for him throughout his teenage years, his 20s, and his 30s. Here.
Another video for later in the presentation. So let's watch this first one on iconic abilities.
Notice how he's swapping between these three icons. Like you saw, he's just chaining together these combinations by swapping between the icons. This is level 33, and he's got 4 limit break gauges. That's interesting. He's fighting Sleipnir again. Sleipnir. That's who he was fighting in that one scene where we see him use the Bahamut thing. He was fighting Sleipnir there as well. It got me a little, I don't know, because it's not Imperial, because Sleipnir is obviously Valodian, from Valod. But anyways, so we got Leviathan here. No, that's Bahamut. Sorry, Bahamut. Zantetsuken is building up for a 5. I will be honest with you, I didn't actually prepare any. This is the first time I'm seeing this. Because obviously the stream cut out. And now I'm getting some of the stuff for the first time. Looks so good. It looks so good. Jill fighting with you. Fighting Ifrit, the Infernal icon. Interesting to note, he's level 20 here. He doesn't have Ifrit's ability up there in the top left. I think he's fighting for control of Ifrit there. I think he's actually trying to fight for to be able to regain control of Ifrit. God, it looks.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so now we can kind of go on a little bit more. Burning questions. This is great. This is when the stream came back on and cut out after a minute, but I got to see this and it just made me laugh. It was great. I love their not self-aware, but like how they're listening to fans, because they're literally quoting some fans out here. Why the hell is everything so dark? And why is this area so small? They turn around and just show you in this in this presentation, they're showing you how large and open this this game is, and they even show one of the large open areas, and they specify that it is 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers wide. That's a huge open area. And then of course, like I said, they only showed that one dark area, which looked freaking awesome anyway. But they showed that one dark area of Waloed, and now QTEs. These are comment. They went to Final Fan TV's comment section. I love all you guys, but I totally get it. Like QTEs, we don't want no stinking QTEs. So they're kind of just highlighting some of these things. I wonder if this is copy and paste, or if they were really trying to like go for the authentic feel, because they put a 1 in there, and that's just comical. So great. You took the RPG out of my action RPG. Just
そんなロアマスターに今日こんなあたり、答えてもらいます。
And so these are the type of questions that we had asked of us.
笑うところですよここ。
Yeah, I think so.
さあこういうところ安心していただくために皆さんに
So
ぜひ
this is my
実況を
first
使い
time
ながらフォローアップしてい
seeing
こう
this
と思
right
い
now,
ます
so I kind of
Yeah,
wanted
so
to
we
watch
would
a
like
little
to
bit.
answer all of these burning questions, and we're going to be doing that here today using the power of the PlayStation 5.
さあまず
You work
一つ
for
目
Square Enix or
こ
Sony?
ちらです
So
All right, so
good.
let's start with this one, or
Why-
these two, to be specific.
画面暗くないかマップ狭いよねって
Yeah.
Just again to clarify, this is the first time I've seen this, so you're getting my reaction of this.
We got a lot of this. Why is it so dark? Why the area is so small?
いや
No.
まあ
Oh,
落ち着いスローダウン
down.
please
Settle down, settle down.
スローダウン please
Okay.
まあ当然暗いだけでも狭いだけでもない
Right. It's not all dark. In the game, the areas aren't all small.
でなんでこうなったかというとちょっとメディアツアーにはやっぱり今回ファイナルファンタジー
All right, so the media tour focus was on the action elements. The area showcased was not a field, but a stage. And they go on to kind of... So Final Fantasy 16 has many different stages in addition to the field. The map size, design, and layout are unique to each stage. Now, I did get information from Legion's Gaming, once again, who posted some things. So I can kind of explain that real quick to kind of get to kind of skim through this video a little bit more. But that's basically the difference between a field is the place where you can go explore. Kind of think of it as like God of War style, where you're in Midgard and you can kind of go accept some side quests and go do your thing and explore and find things. And then when you do the stage, that's when you're setting in motion. Maybe it's linear, maybe it's like it's more you're just setting in motion a point A to point B roller coaster of a story, and then back to the open field, and you unlock new fields to explore as you keep playing. So we can go a little bit further, and here we go. So this is going to be my first time seeing the game in high definition, because I got to see it off of Legion's phone on Twitter, and man, it was hard to see. so let's take a look at it. He's got a controller in his
行きま
hand.
しょう
All right, let's switch the screen to the PS5.
あー止まってないよかっ
Okay,
た
it's not froze. It didn't freeze. It didn't freeze.
今ポーズかけておいたんで
We paused it. Now we're gonna unpause. Here we go.
Man,
Wait a minute. Wait.
Beautiful.
Controller. I just want to show. Look.
he's gonna.
This is not a video. Okay.
You know,
あんなかっこ悪い
I'm gonna pause
動
it
き
real
しないで
quick.
くれるかな
Pause it real quick. I would love to have a PlayStation 5 that had that design on the front. I'm just saying, like, give me one of those faceplates that I can exchange and have a Torgal on the front of it, because that's what it looks like. You don't really tell that that's like a stuffed animal in front of it, but yeah, that's cool. I just love this development team, because they go out there and they have fun on stage. They have fun in these interviews, and it just lifts the spirit. It's not always so serious. It's not always so like, it's not always so serious. And I like that. Even though the game is a very serious game, you can tell that their personality is going to be injected into this game.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, it made Clive look bad in that, but
It
I had
made
to show
Clive
you
look
it's
bad.
real.
まあ、バリスゼアの世界、こ
So
れ、
there's
フィール
Clive's
ドと呼ばれ
Chocobo
る、
over
まあ、
there.
大体2キロ ×2 キロ四方のエリアになりますが、かなりね、広いマップっていうのももちろん用意されてます。
So
That-
again, we do have these very open, spacious areas. This one happens to be, again, about 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers in size.
で、ちょ
Yeah.
っと進んでみ
That
ましょう。
marker is
All right, let's,
300 yards away.
Over this way.
That's 3 football fields, guys. Come on. Easy math.
で、まあ、これ、普通のハイファンタジーの世界にはね、存在しないオブジェクトですが、こちら、
So there are
1500年前に存在してい
the
たと
the
言われる
large
空の文明と
fallen
言われる
structures, because you can tell by that
古代文明の遺跡が各所に
swirl
点在していま
pattern.
す。
Again,
シームレスにも
So look at them
進
just
んでいきます。
in the
and this
open
is all
area.
Seamless from field into town.
I see. I thought this was funny. You can hear these dynamic conversations happening. He could tell he just was like, "Oh, you gotta take off sprinting," so that way it's like, "Whoa, that's got a little bit of story information there." There are no crystals here. We have to keep going. So
And we're going to show you the world map.
Here we go. Let's take a look at the world map.
ですが、このようにワールドマップというものが存在してます。
see, look, this is what I was talking about earlier, right? Like the freaking the crystalline dominion's mother crystal is huge, and you're right here. But when you look off into the distance of this waterfall, or I don't know what you want to call whirlpool, when you look off there, you don't see that in the distance. You don't see that on the horizon line, which I feel like. So when you're looking at this world map, you're seeing a very, very condensed world map. But when you go down there to the location itself, this is like probably the distance of hundreds and hundreds of miles. But you're basically kind of getting a condensed look at it. And yeah, so I just kind of wanted to point that out because over here on the left is Rosaria, and we know that this world, if Rosaria is over here, we can kind of do a little bit of distancing between, like, okay, you can do like a chunking of how many miles that is, and then you can kind of flip it over here and see how many miles that is. Does that make sense? I don't know, like you can compare it to something that's on the other side of the continent and then something that's across this whirlpool. It just goes to show how big this world map is. And then each of these little spires, I guess, are the areas that you'll be able to explore. This is what I'm getting out of it because they teleport over to a different area, and I'll get to that in a second. But that's how many different large open areas there are. And this area right here is kind of what I was talking about earlier, where you could see Rosaria in the background, in the distance. It's either this one or this one because of the river there. But yeah, I mean, this is a huge world. It's just condensed down. You can even see the Holy Empire of Sambrek up here, the Dalmekian Republic over here, and then up here in the top right is going to be like off screen. That's the Kingdom of Walud.
So with Final Fantasy 16, we have this world map, and these are the areas that you can explore.
で、実際にプレイヤーの皆さんは物語を進めていくと、このワール
I
ドマッ
love
プ
how
に
they did
行け
this.
るエリア
It almost has that
という
HD
のがアンロックされて
2D look to it.
And as you proceed through the story, you'll be
Like
unlocking more and more areas that you
Octopath
can visit.
type thing.
で、基本的には物語
Right in the
ストーリーを
center
進め
there
るためには新しく
looks like
アンロックされ
that's
た場所で
probably where the
まあ
hideaway
したり
is.
物語の展開が起こったりするんですけど、もちろんそれに従わずに他のエリアに
Another thing I want to point out is that in the world map, in my world map breakdown, I kind of pointed this out as well. But these, maybe they're power lines or something. But I had thought of this area here as like a no man's land. Like nobody owns these lands in between the nations, kind of as like a peace line, so that way people can travel to the Crystalline Dominion without intruding upon somebody else's land type thing. I don't know. That's kind of where I got out of it. Or if it is power lines, it's actually drawing power from the Crystalline Dominion's ether and able to distribute it because it's so powerful, able to distribute it all the way over here cross continent. That's just something I kind of pointed out.
に行ってアイテムを取ってきたり
And if you see it even leads up here into the Deadlands or the No Man's Land, the Northern Territories, where Jill and Torgal are from, which look like they're all it's dead from the blight now. I'm pretty sure there's a mother crystal up here somewhere that's burnt out, but
モブを探したりそういったことも自由にプレイできるようになってます。
And again, of course, players can choose to, again, follow the main scenario along when you unlock new areas, or you can go back to the areas that you previously visited to have battles or search for items and just...
Ether lines. Nice.
実際どれぐらいでエリアチェンジするのか試してみようか。
All right, and now we're going to show you what it's like to actually travel to an area and how much loading time there is.
怖いよね。
This is very impressive. 1,
1,
2, 3, 4.
boom, into the game,
here we are.
into it.
boom.
That's really impressive.
まあナウローディング
4
出さなくていい
seconds
よっていうギリギリぐらい。
That's right, yeah, it's just short enough that we don't have to put a now loading symbol.
Look at that. 1,488 yards away is the marker. So these open areas are so big. And if that's how big just this one is, and we can like go back just a second.
1,
Oh, wait.
2.
Go back a little bit more.
and again, of course, players can
So like they were right here, and then
choose to, again, follow the
Where do
main
they
scenario
select?
along when you unlock new areas, or you can go back to the areas that you previously visited
here we go.
to have battles.
They go
or
all the way
search for
down
items.
here to Dravozd. Veins thick with precious ore. Ooh, this is gonna be fun to kind of just like break down. I might do a map breakdown, a world map breakdown. There's a lot to dissect here.
じゃあ実際どれぐらいでエリアチェンジする
But
の
yeah,
か
I mean we're
試してみ
going
よう
from over
Right, now
here
we're gonna show
to
you,
over here,
what
and
it's
once
like to
again,
actually travel to an area and how
this
much
isn't-
loading time there is.
an open
Oh,
world.
yeah.
Like this isn't an open world map like a Assassin's Creed type thing. This is loading a completely different zone.
4
Boom.
All right, here we are.
So good.
Boom.
Boom.
まあナウローディング出さなくていいよっていうギリギリぐらい。
That's right. Yeah,
We
it's
got Jill
just
with us.
short enough that we don't have to put a
Torgal.
now loading symbol on the screen
まあではちょっとこ
that focuses on
Okay,
graphics
yeah.
and 4K.
Basically, you can switch your graphics mode between frame rate and resolution. That is indeed in here. That wasn't in the demo. That's why they highlighted it. And then we get to take a look at loading a game. This is such a... Oh, man. This is such a beautiful part of it. I'm so excited to talk about it. I'm so excited to react to it because I saw it from freaking Legion Gaming and his phone from the audience about 1,400 yards away.
では
All right, so let's load
Look at him. Look at him go. Look at him go.
あ
That
Did you see it? Did you see it?
So match it up with your playstyle. If you're more into the action in that frame rate, choose that frame rate mode. If you just want the beautiful experience,
Watch him
feel
do
free to
the
go
classic pixels cheer.
load.
It's so good.
あ
That makes me so happy.
なんだろうねなんだろうね
Ah,
別のデータ読みます
Okay, let's go to the next.
man, the classic pixels cheer animation.
Very quick.
It's so, God, it makes me so happy.
こちらがですねクライブ青年期に
All right, so this is the hideaway run by Sid, a safe area or hub to return to anytime. I'll just have it play while I talk. Looks to be inside of an ancient fallen ruin, as you can see here. This is just, it's very interesting if you want to think about it a little bit about the fallen and the sky civilization. This fell from the sky. That's awesome. And you can see in that artwork that was posted a while ago where Clive and Jill are sitting on a sky, like sitting up in the sky, and I am assuming is an airship. But yeah, man, like fallen technology, fallen structures and things like that. Just really cool. You can go to here and you can buy weapons, accessories, consumables, basically all the stuff that you would think you'd be able to do. You can bring new material that you've gathered from your quests and craft new gear or upgrade. The green exclamation marks that you'll see are actually side quests. And yeah, hold on, I gotta turn it back on so you can hear this kid.
こ
Where's
ち
he
ら
at?
にはですね
Okay, we
腕
get
利き
it.
の鍛冶屋
Yeah, you guys know the deal.
Gear
Go ahead
or
here.
upgrade his existing gear.
Nice.
他にもですね、このアジトだと、
Listen.
まあ、向こうにちょっとアイコン出ていますが、サイドクエストの発行、
Listen
まあ、こ
to
れ
this
世界中
kid.
に散らばってはいるんですけど、より多くのサイドクエスト、ここからも発行されてます。
Okay, green
As you
markers
can
are
see there
side
in the
quests.
background with those exclamation points, those are side quests that start from the hideaway. Of course, there are also side quests that will start in other locations as well, but most of them start from here in the hideaway.
Oh, nice cloak.
Nice cloak.
I want one.
Nice cloak.
そして
Curious
こち
boy,
らの
I want
も
one.
ぜひ覚えておいてください。
All right, and next up we have this item that's called the Arete Stone.
アクセスするとですね、ストーリー、ステージを再
So
度
yeah, I
プレイする
mean, the Arete Stone is basically Devil May Cry's void mode, where you can go in there and you can practice, you can train, and get your combinations all cool and readied up. You can do an arcade mode, which you can go return to previous stages and set new high scores, insert it to the leaderboards, and try to set records and stuff like that. You got a stage replay where you can go back and play. You can go back and play. One thing they didn't talk about was this, but at current level. So you can go back and play it, but at your current level, treasure coffer data is retained. So that's kind of cool. So I guess if you go back and you miss any treasure chests, you can go back and go get them, but at your current level with all your current abilities. Really cool. And then of course there's this question mark. He goes question. He's like pointing it out like, hey, it's a secret. We don't know about that one yet. So yeah, that's pretty funny. So like, listen, you guys can absolutely watch this on your own if you want to. I'll provide the link and everything like that when this is on YouTube. But they basically go through and highlight the rings of the timely accessories, basically. And to me personally, I'm still iffy on the whole thing, so I don't really know how I feel about it. And them kind of explaining it here was kind of like, but there's no difficulty setting. You can just go in and customize their difficulty as you play the game, and by equipping these accessories. And basically that is the essential. What he's going to do, he's going to run out into the open field and kind of show you what it's like to play it manually. While you're in control of every single command, you have to dodge by hitting R1, you have to attack. Everything is on you to do it. This looks like the most fun. It looks like, for me, personally, I'm most excited to do this. He goes on later to equip a few other accessories that start to make the game so easy that he's able to play it with one hand on the controller. He shows that as an example of basically like, hey, you can play this game with one hand if you wanted to. Personally, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm still hoping that there's a level of strategy involved with how you equip your characters and like elements and all this other stuff. Like I kind of want that, even if you're playing with one hand and you want the game to be easy just for the narrative, I still hope that that people can find a level of strategy in there. Again, I haven't really thought about this all the way through. Like, my feelings on the timely accessories is just like, I just wish it was a different mode.
Torgal.
Hey, Torgal.
No!
Sorry. しょんぼりしちゃった。
Can you kill the Torgal? No.
Can you kill this?
Ted.
I think he went up to it and he accidentally pressed the attack button. I really do think that was a slip up, but then he turns around and goes, "Can you kill the Torgal?" But it looks like it was a slip up, but it's hilarious, man. And then he gets the crowd into it by going, "No!" and then petting it, and then the crowd goes wild.
Good
Yeah,
boy.
good boy.
So good.
Treats for
Oh,
Torgal.
you can give Torgal treats. You can give him pets. So
ごめん
good.
ごめん。単純にボタン間違ってた。
Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, right.
It
Yeah.
says he pressed the wrong button. I believe him
はい
actually.
というわけでですね、トルガを
That appear in the game, the overall difficulty is fairly low.
All right.
The battles will get speedier. Knowing you,
So basically, this next part is very, very spoiler heavy, and I watched it and I was like, dang it. They showed a lot. But I mean, it's my job, I suppose, for Final Fan TV to kind of look at these things. Yeah, so this is where I'm going to come up with this theory that but yeah, so thanks so much everybody for watching this video and for keeping in touch. I'll see you guys next time. Take care now. Bye then.